And we are already our first final of the day, U15 AA between the Shabukdo Atlantics and the Carleton Blue Knights. 15-minute periods and floods between the second and third. And we are ready to face off. Puck's really taken by the Atlantics. Briggs had sent it along the boards. Shot back by the Blue Knights. Blue Knights circle it around in their own zone before passing up. That pass picked off, brought in by Foy. Foy stepping up in the corner, waiting, throwing it out in front. That pass is redirected by Harris. Blue Knights work it way up. Pass to the middle. That one is taken away by Oakley. Still behind the net. It's Foy taken away. And we'll have the face-off go outside into center. They'll go right next to the Shabukdo bench. Won by the Atlantics. Cross ice for Briggs. Briggs stepping up. Hit off by McQuaid. Cleared along the boards. One-on-one. Could be a break. Campbell in sharp angle and lifts it right over the net and out of play. A quick chance for the Blue Knights. It's Campbell walking in, tries to go upstairs and puts it up into the attic. Off the draw, brought in, Kucher White up against Walton. Kucher White trying to outspeed him and cut to the middle and couldn't get the pass off. The puck had just slipped off his stick. Kucher White still in the corner, battling, almost regaining possession. Flipped out of the middle of the slot by Walton. Both players trying to find that puck out in the corner. Flipped against the boards. McQuaid trying to center that out. Barely flipped it by Nahas. McPherson battling for it, threw it out. And the Blue Knights will enter offside. So we'll have to try that again. Again, puck will be cleared in by the Atlantics. Out in the corner, trying to gather out. There is Brown. Lackaby is also in there as well. Cleared along the boards. Out in the corner. The Atlantics clear the zone. Trying to hit Smith. It now ends up back in the neutral zone. Skating up for it is Dara. He is up against Oakley. Dara trying to throw it into the middle. Taken back away. Atlantic falling down on the ice. That was McPherson. Good between the legs pass. Walking back in, Lackaby, and he's bumped off the puck by McLaughlin. Hargrove. One-touch pass to the middle. Walking in, shooting with McQuaid, but blocked out in front by Cogswell. Cogswell then sending McQuaid up into the boards. Again, Cogswell throwing it out. And thrown back in. Misplayed. Blue Knights have a chance. Walking in, the shot rejected by Mitchell. Atlantics trying to go behind the net. Again, stolen. Moving their way around the net. It goes up to the blue line. Blue Knights step it in. The shot just above the net of Mitchell. Curved around the boards. Cutting to the middle and trying to make a move as Walsh kicks it between his feet, skates up with it, cross ice over for Oakley. Oakley stepping in, poked away by Quinn. Quinn still out in that corner. Picking up behind the net is Claridge. Claridge out in the corner, hit by Hargrove, flipped high and along the boards. McQuaid trying to give that extra boost to get out, blocked by Briggs. Sent back in the zone of the Blue Knights. And the Blue Knights now making it out of the zone. Briggs will throw it up against the boards. That'll be caught in the feet of Quinn. He'll clear it in and now give a chance for the Atlantics to gather some space. Pass from Briggs that deflected off the stick of Clares and outside the zone. Hargrove misplayed it. Here comes Oakley. Oakley trying to shove it into the zone and outsped by McQuaid. Cleared in the center. Briggs trying to clear it back. Got caught up in the feet of McQuaid and quickly had to make a move. Sent back into center. The Atlantics work their way up. It's Kuchar White stepping in, losing the puck. It's Quinn trying to clear it out. Blocked. Atlantic still trying to keep their way in. Moving out is Campbell. Campbell stepping up. Hit against the boards. Around the net, he'll go. Not go for a wraparound. Campbell trying to throw that out in front. Banked off the skate of Briggs. Out in front, McQuaid trying to get a shot off. And was tied up by defenseman Austin Briggs. Moving his way back around the net is Quinn. Quinn working up with speed, kept in by Walsh, and he hits him up high. So the Blue Knights will take our first penalty of the game. Slap shot on net, just missing wide. To the bench goes Mitchell. It's kept in by McPherson. A missed pass going to be touched up by Quinn. And we will see the game's first penalty. And it's going to be Archer Quinn heading to the box. Just getting his hands a bit up high on Walsh. So with 9:55 left in the first period, it's going to be a 4-minute call. So a double minor to Archer Quinn for head contact. And this power play is brought to you by Limo TV. 30% off discount when using code Hockey30 at checkout on all subscriptions to Limo TV. Trying to force his way to the zone was Claridge. Quickly turned over the puck. Cogswell making a nice toe drag to work his way in. Hovering on the line, passing across. There's a shot, they score! And the Atlantics take the lead on the power play. Sniping it is Owen Claridge, finding his way past Dara and making zero mistakes. And Atlantics will still be on the power play for an extra 2 minutes now. And Owen Claridge has gotten the Atlantics on the board early into this game. Quickly cleared down other side of the ice. Rimming it along the boards is Foy. McLaughlin will ice it in, caught down by Mitchell. Foy out in the corner, passing through center, picked up by Cogswell, stepping into the zone. Cogswell running into a man, Claridge. Finding it, going back down for Cogswell. Cogswell has a lane backhander, rejected by Arbo. Puck still loose out in front, another pad save. Rylan Arbo keeping this game within 1-2 clutch saves. Blue Knights try to quickly clear it, kept in by Glazebrook. Now pinning the opposition up against the board, it's McQuaid. Atlantic step into the middle. Couldn't quite get a stick on it. Now diving to protect the puck is Walsh. It'll go out into the corner. Bradstreet flipping it high and into the bench of the Blue Knights. So still 56 seconds to go on the man advantage. Face-off win sent to the net. There's another chance that almost squeaked through. Arbo had stopped about 80% of it, had just squeaked by her. still out in the corner. That one held the line. McQuaid trying to get it on a breakaway. In a foot race, McQuaid cutting to the middle, waiting, firing, saved by Mitchell and turned away. McQuaid hits his man up to the boards. Shot just missing. Another shot blocked off the skate of Glazebroom. Puck now cleared to center. Blue Knights try to re-enter the zone. Blocked by Glazebrook. Passing it off to Kucher White. Less than 10 seconds to go. Kucher White trying to do a windmill deke to get around. Puck iced all the way down. Power play now over. Behind the net, Blue Knights retake possession. Quinn looking out in front. The pass is rejected by Briggs. Looking for Campbell or McQuaid. Going back the other way was Oakley before getting poked off. Blue Knights now regain possession, working into the zone. Here's Campbell cutting to the middle of the shot. It's rejected by Mitchell. Cleared outside on the boards. Made its way by Quinn and now has Dara. Dara backing up before making a pass. Blue Knights enter in. Banked off the corner. Brown across. Over for McPherson. McPherson against the boards. Blocked away and stolen by Campbell. Campbell working his way to the middle, right in front, in the slot, couldn't quite get a shot off. Atlantics have a chance going back the other way. Bradstreet quickly moving back in her own zone, rimming it along the boards. Glazebrook finding it in center, dumping it into the zone, sent back off, and might be a break. Walking in is Saunders, firing and just missing the net. That one not by much. Another slap shot from the blue line rejected by Mitchell. Held back in by York. Cogswell wiring it along the boards or for Allen. Kept it at the blue line. Quinn with a shot. He scores! It's Archer Quinn, after taking a double minor penalty, finds it at the blue line, has a shot, it tips off the glove of Mitchell and into the net. Game now tied at 1. Atlantics try to clear it in the zone, working his way to the middle. Oakley tied up in the feet of Walsh and then iced all the way down. Off the draw, it's reclaimed by the Blue Knights. Stepping in is McQuaid. McQuaid, the shot, gloved by Mitchell. Off the draw, taken away by the Atlantics. Working up, Oakley. Oakley stepping in, hitting the brakes, shooting, and just going above the crossbar by mere inches. Atlantics finding it again behind the net. Waits, blue line, Briggs, shot, blocked, almost brought out. Now backhanded all the way down the ice, and this will go on net to Mitchell, and she'll cover it up. Just over 5 minutes still left in this first period. It's tied 1-1. Brown trying to maneuver his way around. Sent along the boards. McQuaid kept in. Cogswell trying to pass that one off. Going to be kept in the zone by the Blue Knights. McQuaid hovering the line. Getting it back, it's Campbell. Shoving it behind the net. Cogswell going up against Hargrove. It's Hargrove that wins the battle. Moves up towards the blue line, tries to pass into the middle. That one's intercepted by Cogswell. Behind the net, McQuaid. Off to McQuaid. Now on the other side for Alex McQuaid. Blue line, Bradstreet. Trying to keep it in. Bit of a collision. And we'll have an offside against the Blue Knights. Brown trying to throw it out. Bradstreet banking along the boards, but kept into the zone. There's a shot that just misses the net of Arbo. Cogswell keeping it at the blue line. Shot had a redirect and still covered up by Arbo out in the net. After a break, we're back. There's a big collision. Cogswell taking down his man, being Campbell. McQuaid steaming back up, defended by Brown. Alex Campbell. Alex McQuaid in, shot, save, rebound. Campbell looking for the rebound. It had gone off the post and ramped straight up. Atlantics clear it down to the zone. Blue Knights clearing it out. Hammered off the boards. McQuaid bring it back in. It's Campbell trying to get that to Hargrove, and it deflected off the stick of Cogswell. Hargrove trying to throw that out to the middle. It's loose between the feet of McQuaid at the blue line, stepping in. It's Quinn trying to get a shot. It's at the side of the net. McQuaid trying to jam it in. And here's a chance that ramps off the post. Campbell was looking right there, trying to swat a rebound. Winning the draw, going behind the net is Lackawees. Foy passing up for Claridge. He's hit big along the boards, falling to his feet. Blue Knights bring it back in. McLaughlin stepping in on Foy. McLaughlin cutting to the middle. The shot blocked by Mitchell. Saunders trying to push it out to the middle. Cleared out and brought out by Oakley. A pass trying to get off to Claridge. Claridge finding it into the corner with pressure from Dara. And we had a penalty behind the play. It looks like it's going against the Blue Knights. And it's Kazan McLaughlin gonna get 2 for a cross check at 2:44. So Shabukto off to the power play. They're 1 for 1 so far, capitalizing on a double minor earlier this period. There's a one-timer from Cogswell that didn't have too much on it. Quinn behind the net, taking his man down. It's curled around the boards. Kept in by Glazebrook. Cleared back out and brought out by the Blue Knights. Stepping up, trying to dangle in the middle. There's a shot from Campbell. That's off the stick of Mitchell. Briggs cleared around for Claridge. Claridge is destroyed out by Hargrove. And Hargrove is going to be penalized for that. So it's a 5-on-3 opportunity nearing the end of this initial period. And it's a 4-minute head contact call, so it's a lengthy 5-on-3. And we'll have a break and be back. The Atlantic's going to be on the power play. The 5-on-3 starts now. The face-off win with the Blue Knights as they try to take it outside the zone. They find it out in the corner, bring it up towards the blue line. Cleared across, Briggs walking up, going cross ice. Foy stepping in with a shot, saved and turned away. Going up to the ringette line, bringing it back down as Briggs. Fires, just misses the net. Foy along the left for Briggs along the right blue line. Cross. Foy stepping in, shooting, saved by the pad of Arbo and cleared outside the zone. Briggs bringing it back. Briggs leading the rush, makes his way past McQuaid. Briggs in with a shot. A lot of force behind it, just missing right. Atlantic's with it in the middle. Claridge finding the loose puck. Goes out into the corner and waits. Blue line for Foy. Just over a minute left. Foy down low. Claridge working his way to the middle. Backdoor. Cogswell tried to go upstairs and just too far over the net. Kept in. Foy being pressured by McQuaid. Shooting, going around the net. Ended up being a pass for Cogswell. Cogswell to the middle. Claridge with a shot and hits it off the blocker. Now only a power play for the last bit of the period. Foy hit by McQuaid. McLaughlin trying to find the puck in his feet. Backhander attempt from Claridge just doesn't go. And cleared out by Carlton. Briggs moving his way around McLaughlin. Briggs pass up, trying to get that one over for Oakley, going all the way down the ice. Quinn winds up for a slap shot. It goes all the way along the boards. Outside in the center. Not much time left in the first Works its way into the zone, hit along the boards. And that will end our first period. 2-1 tie game. All set to go for period 2. Shabukto still on a power play for just less than a minute 50. It's quickly cleared in by the Blue Knights. Starting this period off well. It's cleared, deflected, and this will go for an icing against the Atlantics. Puck drop taken by the Blue Knights. It's Dara who clears it in. Skating back are the Atlantics. It's Quinn going up for the puck. Flipped along the boards and outside the zone. One-on-one. Here comes Campbell up against Cogswell. Campbell trying to cut in. It's Cogswell pushing him over to the side, and Campbell's unable to get a shot off. Still just over a minute left to go on the Shabukto man advantage. Stepping in. Toe drag. McQuaid going up for a body check. Quinn trying to clear it out. That one's blocked off the body of Oakley. Dara battling down low. It's Oakley passing that out in front. A shot attempt blocked by Will McQuaid. Cleared out. Cogswell being pressured by Will McQuaid. McQuaid into the zone. Had possession before getting his stick lifted and tied up. Dara finding the puck at center ice and clearing it into the zone. Not much time left to go on this Shabukto man advantage. They quickly enter the zone. Trying to cut in. Here's Claridge. Claridge in, passing it off. One-timer rejected by the blocker of Arbo. And cleared down, and what a save that one was. Shabukto may have one last chance to go on this man advantage. Stepping in is Foy, losing the puck, and Dara will send it all the way back down the ice, and this will go for icing. They are no longer on the penalty kill. And we'll take another look at the extraordinary save from Arbo. Able to extend the blocker and reject a 2-1 lead that could have been for Shabukto. Blue Knights quickly win the draw. McQuaid over from McLaughlin, putting it between the feet of Foy. McLaughlin winning the battle, backhander to the side of the net. Claridge finding the puck along the boards. Bumped against the glass and sent back in behind the net of Foy. Foy sent around for Nahas. Nahas pinned up, so it's Claridge that flips it out. Blue Knights skate back for it. Walton skates back behind the net. Cleared along the boards out of the reach of Dara. Kept it at the blue line by the Atlantics. McQuaid trying to pass that off to the center. Briggs waits as he gets possession. Sent around the boards. There's a big hit out at center. And this is going to be another call against the Blue Knights and an injured Atlantic. Looks to be getting out with a bit of help. .20 left to go, second frame. Power play upcoming for the Atlantics. And just a minor penalty. This power play sponsored by Limo TV, 30% off all subscriptions with promo code HOCKEY30. Blue Knights quickly cleared all the way down. A good start to this penalty kill effort. Atlantics try to clear it out of their zone. Banked off the blue line. McLean going up for a hit. Successfully dislodges the puck. Bradstreet cleared down the zone. It's hit by a high stick from Walsh. And that will end play. Face off. Gonna head back to the defensive zone of Shabukdo. Atlantic trying to make their way through. Trucking his way was cleared, sends it across. Cogswell finds Walsh in the middle and just couldn't tap it in. And that is a dangerous collision. Walsh going into the net and dislodging it. Musgrove had given Walsh a little bump. Maybe a little tap with the butt end, it looks like. We'll take a look at this almost perfect passing play. It's Claridge that sent it over to Cogswell. On a 2-on-1, Cogswell found Walsh right in the middle. That was shoved by Musgrove from behind into the net. And the official's going to talk about this one, maybe giving a penalty to Elliot Hargrove. And while we're in this break, we'd like to appreciate the current 90 following along. It's the first final of the afternoon between the Shabukdo Atlantics and the Carleton Blue Knights. So far, a tight one. Shabukdo there, 1 goal in the power play. Carleton capitalizing a couple minutes later, and we'll take a break. And it looks like they are going to take Hargrove to the box. And Hargrove not impressed with it. And it's going to be a 4-minute call. The Atlantics back off. It's their third 5-on-3 opportunity of the night. And Carleton coach gonna want an explanation from the official. So we'll still have a delay. Saunders as well stepping into the box. And we are finally able to start play. 5-on-3. It's Quinn, Campbell, and McQuaid on the ice for the Blue Knights. And it's quickly shot down. Again, Blue Knights always off to a good start when it comes to these penalty kills. Atlantics bringing it out of the zone. Trying to slow down the play. McQuaid chasing Claridge. Claridge hits the brakes. Blue line, Foy shooting. Trying to redirect it out in front was Walsh, sent to the middle. Quinn tried to flip it out. It ends up with Foy, the blue line. He hits a one-timer, the rebound. They score! It's Walsh with the rebound. And it's a 2-1 game now for the Atlantics. It's an absolute screamer from Foy at the blue line. And that results in a rebound waiting right on the doorstep for Walsh. And still a man advantage for Shabukto for 3:30. Blue Knights in their own zone. It's Dara. Clearing it down behind the net of the Atlantics. Briggs cleared around for Foy. Back for Briggs on the opposite side. He's bumped. And thrown it behind the net is Smith. Kept in by McLaughlin. Atlantics flip it high. Trying to get it past Dara. It does, and no one unfortunately waiting right behind him. Quinn. He makes no mistake firing it down into the end of the Atlantics. Briggs. Sent around the boards for Foy. Blue Knights trying to generate some offense on this penalty kill. The Atlantics go back the other way. McQuaid stumbling. Blue line pass from Kuchar White. Barely kept in from Foy. Clear back. It'll head up to the blue line. Foy trying to keep it in with his feet. But he's battling with McQuaid. And it's Will McQuaid that wins this battle. He goes all the way down the ice. A third of the way through this period so far. Shabukto, they've gone one so far on a 5-on-3 power play. Atlantics through center. Walking in, there's a pad save. Rebound loose and sent into the net. And with another penalty coming up to the Blue Knights, and it's Dara going to the box. It's Dara going in for a hold. And I believe that to be Nolan Walsh, who was looking for a rebound once again. Now 5-on-3 for a minute and 54. Atlantics win the draw. Glazebrook get it stripped from the puck. McLaughlin in all alone. McLaughlin fires, scores! The Blue Knights score short-handed on a 5-on-3. It's Caden McLaughlin stripping the puck from Landon Glazebrook. And going down all alone, all the way down the ice, one-on-one versus Mitchell. Not doing any nifty dangles and firing it home. Shabukto working back up into the zone. It's Smith. waiting, shooting, blocked it away by Arbo. McQuaid trying to clear it out. It makes its way past McPherson and down the ice to Mitchell. Mitchell leaving it off for Brown. Sawyer Brown. Across. Working his way back up is McPherson. Cross ice pass. Walking in. Kucher White. Waits. Goes to McPherson at the blue line. McPherson. He sends that across for Brown. The shot blocked by Quinn. Back for McPherson. Catches it on his backhand. Turns around. Tries to shoot. That one again is blocked by Campbell. And he'll get it and go the other way. Campbell working his way. Might be all alone. Campbell shoots. Scores! And 2 goals short-handed on a 5-on-3 for the Blue Knights. And they regain the lead. It's Landon Campbell. And someone just got ejected, I believe. And it's someone on the Blue Knights. And it's their second coach of the night. So the Blue Knights only down to 2 coaches, with half of them gone. Now it's just a power play. Shabakto taking a penalty somewhere in there. There's Campbell again shooting. Blocked away by Mitchell. So just a power play now for just over 40 seconds. Shabakto skates back. Big collision along the board. Stepping in. There's a shot. It's on the red line. They whistle it down right as the puck is on the red line. Look, it had looked like Quinn was about to take it out, but stepping in was Lacouise with the shot, moving it by Arbo. And the referee is assessing to see if this went in. This definitely did not pass the red line. So this should not be a goal. And they will not call this a goal. The face-off to the right of Arbo. The shot blocked, and it's Will McQuaid sending it down the ice. Foy down in his own end. Tries to send it cross ice. It's taken by Quinn. Quinn shooting it. It's wired up along the boards. Atlantics work their way in. Would have been a one-on-one against Quinn. And it is now a power play for the Blue Knights for just over a minute. Atlantic skated around their own zone. Shot back in. McQuaid working his way out along the right. Will McQuaid waiting, firing. Blocker save made. Hargrove waiting, then throws it down over to the corner. Blue Knights finally on their first power play attempt. Started Arbangle shot, rebound, sent wide into the corner. Trying to pass that in front. Quinn walking out with a slap shot, and a good save made by Katie Mitchell. Archer Quinn walked up with a rocket. And Katie Mitchell in the net, making the save for a whistle. The Atlantics, not used to playing short-handed, have been doing fairly decently on this penalty kill so far. Attempted pass up for Bradstreet. Atlantics come back the other way, banked off the boards. Walking in, there's an attempted backhanded shot from Kucher White, and he's sent hard into the boards. A small little 5-on-3 going back the other way before the penalty ends. Blue Knights in their own zone. Shot back in by York. It goes out to the corner. Finding it is Brown. Pinned up against the boards. Brought back out by Cogswell. Over for Smith. Smith trying to clear the zone. Had been sent back to Cogswell. Cogswell walking up. It's Nahas. Nahas working his way in and couldn't quite get a shot off. York to the blue line. Slap shot. That one misses wide right. Game back is Dara. Couldn't quite get a stick on it. Atlantics regain possession. Walsh thrown out in front. Loose puck, and it went right through the slot. McLaughlin trying to make a pass. Banked off the boards. Could be a rush. Here comes York. York is stopped by Cogswell before any shot can be produced. Bradstreet keeps the zone. Again with a shot. Walking in. York with it. The shot. And that one is saved by Mitchell, shutting the door. Just over 5 left to go. Atlantics come back the other way. Quinn just coming on the ice, and he blocks the shot going out to the corner. Working back down was Nahas, poked away by Bradstreet. McQuaid. Pass up from McLaughlin, over McQuaid. Alex McQuaid stepping in, shooting, and blocked by Mitchell. So it's a 3-2 game. We're in the last third of this second period. Less than 5 to go. The Blue Knights have scored 2 goals on the same 5-on-3. And linesmen back over to their bench. And finally back to drop the puck. Taken back by the Atlantics. Around the net, it's Foy. Dropping it off. Only one there is Hargrove. Around the net was Campbell. Trying to make a pass. Ended up falling on the ground. Trying to keep the line. Walden successfully does. Across. Hargrove shooting. Blocked by Mitchell. Blue Knights down in their own zone. It's Walton. Waiting. Going behind the net. Backhanding around the net. Collision involving Oakley behind the net. Quinn. Remain along the boards. Kept him by Glazerick. He was bumped off by McQuaid, but still managed to get down. Flipped high by Oakley off the glass. Shot back. Trying to hold the zone with his shin pads was Foy. Foy, again, keeping the line, trying to backhand it in, and it's shot back out by Alex McQuaid. Glazebrook waiting, shooting it off the boards. Trying to step back in is Campbell. Loose puck walking in. Campbell shooting, blocked by Mitchell. Rimmed along the boards. Still loose out in the Shabukto zone. They try to clear. Just 3.5 left to go. Working in the middle. Campbell going to his backhand, trying to lift it up, and the save by Mitchell. There's a shot from the Blue Knights. Didn't make it through. Another shot and poked off. Shabukto working back the other way. Bradstreet holding in the line. Atlantic's trying to work their way up. Now entering in off on the right. A shot locked in the feet of Dara. Cleared back, held back in. Dara out in the corner, rimmed up along the boards. Shot from the blue line, blocked by Will McQuaid. McQuaid trying to step out of the zone. Gets in, was slashed. Still continues through the middle, and no one there to bang it home. Rimming it around the net is Briggs. Bradstreet a shot, didn't make it all the way through. Other blue line, Dara. Dara step into the middle. Cleared in by McLaughlin. Atlantic's trying to clear the zone. Takes puck, hops a weird bounce. Blue Knights back in their own zone. Bradstreet waits. Goes up against the boards. Final 2 minutes. Atlantics work their way in. A shot. That just misses the net. Rebound still behind the net. Allen working his way in. Was taken down by Bradstreet. Blue line. The shot. Save. Rebound up front. They score! It's Connor Allen tying it up for the Atlantics. Now making it a 3-3 game. Initial save, and Arbaugh is not expecting a rebound. So in the very late stages of the second period, with 1:43 left, the Atlantics are now up, tied at 3-3 with the Carleton Blue Knights. Off the draw, Atlantics bring it in. Pass in the middle. Poke checked away. Curling towards the point is Nahas. Cutting back, trying to get it down deeper into the zone. It's Quinn that banks it up against the boards. Archer Quinn stepping up the right side, entering the zone. Quinn walking in, shooting, hits the side of the net. Foy taking along around the boards. Nahas trying to make his way up, scaling the boards. McPherson, a pass, picked off, taken away by Hargrove. Atlantics in their own zone, trying to push it out, and now gets to the zone of the Blue Lights. No icing going to be called. Walton behind the net, being chased by Kucher White. A one-touch pass, hits Hargrove in the middle. Hargrove with speed, has Campbell with him. Hargrove stops, is hit dangerously into the boards, and that is going to be a penalty against the Atlantics. Quinn in chasing a man, being Foy. So the Carleton Blue Knights will now see a power play, and they have a man down in the corner. We'll see how long and we might be going for a break. Hopefully everything turns out all right. Semifinals, end of the second period. Atlantic's Blue Knights on MST. And it's a 5-minute penalty. And this extended power play brought to you by Alimo TV, major sponsor and promotion deal happening right now. 30% off all subscriptions at checkout when using promo code Hockey30. So the Blue Knights off to a 5-minute power play. We have 39 seconds left in period 2. And after period 2, we'll have a flood to start the third period. Off the draw, Atlantic trying to bring it out. Kept in by Dara, trying to move around one. Atlantic's potential 2-on-1. Bringing it up. Kucher White leaving it off. Trying to get that to Lankawese. Kept in. A slap shot from the blue line. And taking it out is Dara. Trying to pass that up to McQuaid. It's going to end up in the corner and going to end up being an icing against the Blue Knights. So offensive zone faceoff. Coming up for the Atlantics with just 13 seconds left in period 2. And they going to start the third period off short-handed due to the 5-minute major penalty for checking from behind. Winning the draw, Cogswell skating back. Puts it into the corner. Delayed offside for the Atlantics. Going back is Dara. Dara hitting the brakes behind the net, sees Campbell. Campbell works up the right, gets into center, dances a bit afterwards. And that ends the second period. We'll be back after a flood for period 3 of Blue Knights and Athletics U15 AA finals on the Maritime Stream Team YouTube channel. And about set to get started the third period. The Blue Knights are still on a power play for 4 minutes and 21, continuing off of the 5-minute major that had happened last period. Off a tie-up in the draw, it's sent into the Chebucto zone. Behind the net, chasing for it is Glazebrook. Sent across over for Cogswell, who shoots it. It hits Quinn. He stumbles. Dara curling back, exiting his zone, headmanning the puck through center. And a trip coming up. And gonna have a 5-on-3. So it's going to be a 5-on-3 for 2 minutes. Face-off won by the Blue Knights. Pass over to Hargrove, walking to the middle, sees Quinn. Quinn waits, shoots, deflected. Rebound sent to McQuaid out in the corner. Back up top, Hargrove curling around before hitting Quinn. Quinn walking, shooting, grabbed by Mitchell. Off the draw, taken by the Blue Knights. At the blue line, it's Quinn, waiting, hitting Campbell. Campbell skates up the blue line, walks down in the high slot, leaving it off for Dara. Dara lost the puck, taken away by Briggs. Briggs working his way in, poke checked off by Quinn. Atlantics now need to get back quick. A misplayed pass taken by Brown. Brown sent into the middle, Briggs walking up, sending it across, taken by Quinn. Still a minute left to go on the 5-on-3. The Atlantics so far have done a pretty good job to kill it off. Cleared all the way into the zone behind the net. It's Quinn. Getting out and skating it up. Accelerating through center, working his way to the right. Out now up against McPherson. Quinn trying to cut to the front. Now goes around the net, out in the corner. Up high, Hargrove with a shot. And that one blocked away by Oakley. A wind-up slap shot from Quinn, and again rejected by Mitchell. McQuaid goes up towards the blue line, sends back door. Another save from Mitchell. Blue line, the Blue Knights. Quinn sent to the blue line. There's a shot patted away by Mitchell out of the corner. Hargrove skates up towards the blue line. Waits, shoots, and that one didn't miss by much. Quinn sent back down. Now just a power play for 1:50. Blue Knights around the net. Campbell shot off a pad. Getting it back off the rebound. And puck on a stick. Trying a Michigan. He scores! Alex McQuaid pulls off the Michigan in the finals. Blue Knights score on the power play. And it's now 4-3. Cogswell slapped back into the zone. Still a power play due to the 5-minute major.
Short by number 63, Alex McQuaid, assisted by number 91, Megan Kimbrough, and number 87, Delaney Campbell. At 12
Atlantics
minutes and 11 seconds.
work their way back towards the own zone. Walsh cleared off the board. Quinn finding it behind the net. Blue Knights bring it up. Going through center, taken down. There's a slap shot and turned away. Pass down McQuaid. McQuaid waiting, going behind the net. McQuaid throwing that out in front. To the blue line, it's Quinn. Just 30 seconds left. The shot just missing that right post. Blue line, the shot off the post. They score! Blue Knights still in the zone. The shot just missing the net. Now a 5-3 game in favor of Carleton. Now getting hooked behind the net. And we'll have a Shabukto power play, I do believe. Just over 10.5. Still left in the game. It's a power play in favor of Shabukto. And Blue Knights come up short-handed. They're promptly rejected and swept away. Blitz in their own zone, cleared all the way down. Mitchell away for Briggs. Briggs off for Claridge, trying to enter the zone and brought back in. Briggs behind the net. Walsh in the corner, now emerging out the middle, making his way through center. Walsh steps in, pass, there's a shot from Cogswell that's over the net. Kept in by McPherson at the line. McPherson shooting. That was blocked somewhere out in front. McPherson, blue line, waiting. Going backdoor, one-timer attempt. Cogswell had gone in between his feet. Out in front, there's a chance. They score! McLaughlin short-handed. a 6-3 game for the Carleton Blue Knights.
Scored by number 9, Mason McLaughlin, assisted by number 3, Archer Flynn, at 9 minutes and 6 seconds. Shorthanded.
Blue Knights managed to clear the zone. Sent back by Brown. Over to the left side. Blue Knights preventing the Atlantics from entering the zone. Cleared to the line. Hargrove moved it along the boards. Quinn going behind his own net. Waiting. Off the boards, Atlantics keep it in the zone. Making some moves, Kucher White. Players falling down and no shot on as of yet. Loose in some feet. All the way down the ice, trying to pick it up. Atlantic being shoved. Turnover. Blue Knights in the zone. Power play expired. McQuaid, sharp angle shot, and just lifted above the net. McQuaid couldn't corral the puck. It goes around the boards. McLaughlin. Behind the net are the Atlantics. Put up to the blue line. A shot that'll miss the net of Mitchell. Atlantic skate their way up. Cutting behind was Nahas. Cleared down by the Blue Knights. No icing to be called. Behind the net, hitting the brakes is Briggs. Briggs passing it up. Sending that one over for Kucher White. There's a shot, saved by Arbo. The rebound, another pad save. Shoved out in front from behind the net. And an icing going to be charged against the Blue Knights. Off the draw, kept in at the blue line. Behind the net, with Briggs getting pinged up. Blue Knights with speed into the zone, making his way along the right. Atlantics try to move it. Lackaways out for Allen. A misplayed give and go. Getting less to 6 minutes. Still left in this final game of U15 AA action. Blue Knights behind the net, passed out in front. Loose off a couple skates. The shot saved by Mitchell and cleared out by Brown.
Hopefully that works a bit better. Hopefully that works a bit better.
And I believe we're back, establishing a better connection. So stream should be more active and less freezing and buffering. And it's 7-3 Carleton Blue Knights late in this game. And the Blue Knights are going to take a penalty. So we will see a Shabukto power play. Puck cleared back into the zone of the Atlantics. There's a backhander saved by Briggs, who was on his knees during the empty net. So it's an empty net for the Atlantics. They are down by 4 in a desperation. And it looks like we have some sort of call coming up. Official's got his hand up in the air. So it's now a penalty up against the Atlantics. So it's a 4-on-4 now for just less than 1:30. Atlantics try to clear it outside the zone. Atlantics in their offensive zone, they still got their net empty. Or Dempsey is still in the net, excuse me. Cogswell trying to play up a pass. McQuaid all alone on Mitchell. McQuaid shoots, saved and rejected by Katie Mitchell. Banked across by Mitchell, by Cogswell rather. Put behind the net. Mitchell. Or Cogswell again rather. Passing up and getting it outside the zone. There's a shot just entering in the zone that's turned away. Briggs stepping his way out. Saucer pass, glove down. Quinn stepping in with a shot. Rejected by Mitchell. Another shot blocked away. Atlantic step into the zone. It's Walsh. Cutting around. Waiting and looking for a pass option in the middle. McPherson, blue line, winds up for a slap shot. And that's above the net. And will cause a whistle at just 1:56. Now a power play out for the Blue Knights. We got 21 seconds left on that. Fighting for a loose puck in the middle. Blue Knights having it at the blue line. McPherson, It'll on the left, fires. Saved by Arbo. Huddle on the boards. McPherson again going to try it. And rejected and sent into the corner. Blue Knights again with it. The shot saved by Arbo. York stepping up. York might have a chance. Trying to get all alone. Atlantic stepping into the zone. Nahas up along the left. Being pressured, but continues his route going behind the net. Nahas looking up for an option. A sharp angle shot from the side of the wood from Walsh. And that one to be cleared for an icing. To a current 100 watching live the final minute of play of the finals of the U15AA Charles H. Legier tournament. And here come the Blue Knights again. There's a shot, glove down by Mitchell, and she will cover, trying to get a stoppage in play. Face-off taken out by the Atlantics. Trying to work his way out was Cogswell. Put behind the net. Out in the corner now with it. Brown. Trying to flip it out. It goes all the way back for Dara. Dara moving his way back whilst having pressure from Oakley. Kept in by Walsh. Now going down. Sent all the way back for Brown. Trying to step in with it was Smith. It's going to go all the way back to the zone of the Atlantics. Cogswell leaving off his man. And the Blue Knights take the tournament home, finishing first place, beating the Atlantics in the final. We appreciate everyone for watching. And this has been the U15 AA Charles H. Legier Competitive Tournament. Congratulations to the Carleton Blue Knights taking home the victory. We hope to see you next game for the U18 finals between the Louisville Lightning and the Gulf Storm.